भज हो रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरण विंद रे भज हो रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरण विंद रे दुर्लभ जन सत्संग तारो हो ये बाबा सिंदूरे दुर्लभ जन सत्संग तारो हो ये बाबा सिंदूरे सीता आतप बत भरीषण ये दिन कामिनी क्या गिरे सीता आतप बत भरीषण ये दिन कामिनी जागिरे विफल से दुर्जन चपल सुकल गिरे विफल से कृपण दुर्जन चपल सुकल गिरे ये दिन यौवन पुत्र परिजन हिते क्रियाचे परा धीरे ये दिन यौवन पुत्र परिजन हिते क्रियाचे परा धीरे कमल जल जल जीवन तलमल भजहु हरिपद नीतिरे कमल जल जल जीवन तलमल भजहु हरिपद नीतिरे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखी जन गोविंद दासाभिलाष रे पूजन सखी जन मणि गोविंद दासाभिलाष रे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे भजा हो रे मन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरण Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. This one, please. So let's start with prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्रह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji's Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. So thank you so much for joining. Frankly speaking, I don't have any qualification to sit like this in front of you. The only hope is when I was asked by Shilpa Mataji whether I can take this, I know absolutely I have zero knowledge, zero qualification to sit. But I have only one selfish reason in this. At least I get to open Bhagavatam and read it. Otherwise, unfortunately, it is not happening. But with this motivation, we have started with our congregation reading Bhagavatam every day. So after Shilpa Mataji, when she asked me, so I thought, okay, fine. At least this is the hint of Krishna that it's time for us to open Bhagavatam. So it's a small congregation of ours. So we have started reading that every day, Monday to Friday, we read it 1 hour every day. We have finished first canto and now we have yet to start the canto 2. So we have so many senior devotees on call. We have Akinchan Prabhu, Lilananda Prabhu, Haribol, Lovesh Prabhu. In front of all of you, I am nothing, not even the dust particle. And Srimad Mataji, you are there, you have taken the session last time. So with all your encouragement and motivation, Subara Prabhu, Giriraj Prabhu, Sri Gopal Prabhu, I'm sorry if I miss anyone. So please bless me and please allow me to take the service of Krishna whenever, whatever I can do, whenever I do it. So that's my sincere prayers to Prabhupada and Krishna to show their mercy on me, to pray me to grow more spiritually, to get more service of Krishna. And yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
So today we'll be discussing I'm not here to give any lecture on Bhagavatam. I have zero qualification, but we will just read Bhagavatam. Whatever I've prepared, I will try to share it. I don't have any knowledge, whatever it is mentioned there. So please allow me to share that information with you. So today we are going to discuss Canto 5, second chapter. So these are the activities of Maharaj Agnidra. So last week it was being discussed about Maharaj Agnidra's father. So he's none other than Maharaj Priyavrata. So after Priyavrata went off for his spiritual realization, he has handed over his entire kingdom, Jambudvipa. He has handed over his entire kingdom, Jambudvipa, to his son. And he, on his father's order, Agnidra, he got handover of the kingdom and he started ruling. His father has taken a promise from him that he has to maintain the same religious principles, the principles of Dharma, whatever he was following. And the main religious principles, when we talk about these religious principles, so these principles, they start, actually, what is Dharma? So we have learned a lot about Dharma. We have learned about Sanatana Dharma and what is the basic Dharma, what is the basic duty of a person. So Dharma is defined to be, to make it very simple, it is defined to be whatever principles given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever Krishna has told, so that if we are able to follow that, then simply we are following the principles of Dharma. So let's start reading one by one, text one by one, and then we'll discuss the story of King Agnidra. So here we have text 1. So can someone read it for me? Text 1.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Hare Krishna.
Translation. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued after his father, Maharaja Priyavrata, departed to follow the path of spiritual life by undergoing austerities. King Agnidhara completely obeyed his order, strictly observing the principles of religion. He gave full protection to the inhabitants of Jambudvipa as if they were in his own begotten sons. Hare Krishna.
Mhm. So here it is mentioned strictly observing the principles of religion. He gave full protection to the inhabitants of Jambudvipa as if they were his own begotten sons. So what is the duty of a father? A father, any head of the state, whether it is head of the family or head of the state, so the main duty of him, whether the people under him, whoever comes under him, whether they are following the principles of dharma or not. So principles of dharma basically begin with the Varnashram dharma, whatever it is given by Lord Sri Krishna. So in 4th chapter, 13th shloka, Krishna, he clearly mentioned Chaturvarna Mayashrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So Krishna has, now we have lot of castes, lot of religions. So nothing was there. No Reddy, no Kama, no religion, no caste were there. So according to Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So according to the Guna and Karma, according to the quality and according to the activity. So Krishna has divided the entire mankind into 4 varnas. So what are the 4 varnas? We have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So further, these 4 varnas have been further classified as 4 ashramas. So what are the 4 ashramas we have? Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, then Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. So when people start their religious principles with these basic classification, then they automatically observe the principles of religion. And the father, role of a father, he should be a well-wisher of the family or the head of the state. For example, when we talk about a king, so he should be the well-wisher of his entire inhabitants, whoever comes under his kingdom. And at the same time, he also have the right to punish them when they are going away from the dharma. For example, if we take Kshatriyas, when they kill someone in the war, generally killing someone is a sinful activity, right? We can't kill someone. Even killing a small insect is also a sinful activity, and we have to face the karma for it. But someone, for the Kshatriyas, when they kill on the battlefield, so do they get sin? No, they don't get the sin, and moreover, they get to enjoy the higher planets, the heavenly planets. Because whatever they do on the battlefield, they are doing it only for the dharma. So it's their duty. That means they are following their duty. That means they are observing the principles of their dharma. So then they don't get any sinful activity. So similarly, when a father or when a king punishes someone in his kingdom or in his family, so it is not considered to be a sinful activity because he's just trying to place them in the right path. He's just making them to follow the 4 regulatory principles or the principles of dharma. But unfortunately, what is happening in this Kali Yuga? So all the people who are sitting in that, for example, let us take our Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. So all the thieves and rogues are sitting in that main seat. And what happens to the people who are under them? So they are just encouraging them to follow nonsense. So they're doing everything against the principles. So we are supposed to follow the 4 regulatory principles. So illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and meat eating. So we should, a head of state or a father should make sure that no one is going away from this regulatory principles. But if a thief or rogue is becoming the head of the state, then unfortunately, what will be the state of the people who are under him? So that is unfortunately today's state in Kali Yuga. But we have a solution for this. What is the solution? So when we completely surrender ourselves to Krishna, when we strictly follow our Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna conscious movement, whatever it is given by Prabhupada, then that is the only hope in this Kali Yuga that we will be able to maintain these principles of dharma. So in this way, so Maharaj Priyavrata, he has taken promise from his son Agnidra that he has to maintain his kingdom with following the principles of dharma, and he has to consider all the inhabitants as his own sons. Next, we'll go with text 2. Yeah, text 2. Can someone please read this for me?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. Desiring to get a perfect son and become an inhabitant of Pitraloka, Maharaj Agnitra once worshipped Lord Brahma, the master of those in charge of material creation. He went to a valley of Mandara hill, where the damsels of heavenly planets come down to stroll. There he collected garden flowers and other necessary paraphernalia, and then engaged in severe austerities and worship. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, to get a perfect, so he has become that Pitruloka Kama. So he wanted to enjoy that Pitruloka. So in order to if someone has to go to Pitruloka, he has to get a son. So Krishna in 9th chapter, 25th shloka, he clearly mentioned Yanti Deva Vrata Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitri Vrataha. Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Mat Yapino Divam. So here, whoever desires to go, so Yanti Deva Vrata Devan, if she want to go to the godly planets, whoever worships demigods, they go to their planet. Whoever worships Pitru Devatas, they go to Pitruloka. So accordingly, they go to their respective planets. So since he has a strong desire to become an inhabitant of Pitruloka, so he started worshipping Lord Brahma to get his desire fulfilled. So then he went to the valley of Mandara hill, where damsels of heavenly planets come down to stroll. So he knows there they come. So he wanted, in order to get a son, he need to have a perfect wife. If he has a son, then only he can be the inhabitant of Pitruloka. So, see, we perform Shraddha for our forefathers, right? What is Shraddha? The process of Shraddha is very simple. So whatever offering we do, that is only to please Lord Vishnu. If Lord Vishnu is pleased, then those remnants of food we offer to the forefathers. Then the forefathers will get to enjoy the Pitruloka. Then they get to enjoy the Pitruloka. So here, so who goes to Pitruloka? So whoever have always wish to have that fruitive results. They are basically karma kandis. Right? So they do some karma kanda aiming for some result. Then they go to the Pitruloka, and after they enjoy the pious activity, whatever they have done, after they enjoy, when everything is used up, again they come back to earth. They don't have any choice. They have to take birth again. Kshine punya matya lokam vishanti. Kshine punya. So whatever punya you have done, when that is used, kshine punya matya lokam. Matya lokam is nothing but the mortal world where we are currently living, this bhuloka. So vishanti, they come back after whatever the pious activity they have done, whatever they have collected, after they use it, and automatically they come back and take birth here again. But what a intelligent devotee does, so he doesn't aim for any fruitive results. He doesn't aim for any benefits. He will surrender to Krishna so that he enjoys, he don't get attracted to all these materialistic enjoyments for temporary enjoyment. So ultimately, the only enjoyment for a devotee, for a sincere devotee, is to enjoy the service of Krishna, to become the servant of servant, dasanu dasanu dasa. So that is a smart devotee, intelligent devotee, that is how he performs. So then let's go to text 3. Can someone read this?
Understanding King Agnidhara's desire, the first and most powerful created being of this universe, Lord Brahma, selected the best of the dancing girls in his assembly, whose name was Purvachiti, and sent her to the king.
So basically, when we go back and talk about Agnidra's father, Priyavrata, he is a Vaishnava. He's a very, very disciplined devotee. So if we have that sort of environment in the house, their children should also aim to go to the planets where they don't come back. Actually, for example, here in this case, when his father is a devotee, Agnitra, he should also have that aim to go to Vaikuntha or Goloka. But why he has this desire to go to Pitraloka and he want to enjoy further? So here, Prabhupada, in his purport, he explained that, see, that during the time of conception, it is very important how is the mood of the parents. So when Agnitra was born, so King Priyavrata is completely infatuated with lusty desires. So that is the reason Agnitra was born with that lust, and he wanted to go to the Pitraloka back to enjoy that planet. So this is the reason before the child is born, we have a process of Garbhadana Samskar. So when Garbhadana Samskar is performed, the child, whoever is born, will be completely, the child's mind will be completely saturated with the devotion. If that is not case, nowadays what is happening? So there is no murta, there is no proper time, just like people are giving birth, just like animals. So there is nothing they're looking for. Auspicious murta, some people they do still follow it, but generally what happens nowadays, there is no rule, there is no regulation, they just follow their lusty desires. So similarly, when Purvachitta, when he has, Priyavrata, when King Priyavrata, when he is completely infatuated with that lusty desire, at that time, King Agnitra was born. So his mentality is also completely, he has that attitude of having more desires and more enjoyment, material desires. So here, after the first and most powerful created being of this universe, Lord Brahma, when he has done his austerity to Lord Brahma, so Brahma was pleased and he selected one of his apsaras in the heavenly planet, select the best of the dancing girls in his assembly, who named Purvachitta and sent her to the king. So generally what happens, someone if he's aiming to have quick results, so they go to demigods and they wish for that. So Kankshata Karmanam Siddhim Yajanti Iha Devata. When you have that Kankshata Karmana Siddhim, if you want to have your desire fulfilled, Yajanti Iha Devata, then you go to the demigods. So similarly here Agnidra, he wants to get his desire satisfied. So then he went to the demigod Lord Brahma and he wanted to begot a son and he wanted to have a nice wife for that. So he pleased Lord Brahma and Lord Brahma sent a dancing girl in his assembly whose name was Purvachitta, and he sent to King Agnitra. So text 4.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Apsara sent by Lord Brahma began strolling in a beautiful park near the place where the king was meditating and worshipping. The park was beautiful because of its dense green foliage and golden creepers. There were pairs of varied birds such as peacocks, and in a lake there were ducks and swans, all vibrating very sweet songs. Thus the park was magnificently beautiful because of the foliage, the clear water, the lotus flowers, and the sweet singing of various kinds of birds.
So if I go to the previous verse once, so here, Tat Upalabhya Bhagavan Adi Purush Sadek Jnanyam Tim. So here, Bhagavan Adi Purush. So whatever our understanding until now, who is Bhagavan Adi Purush? So it's none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. But is there anything mentioned about Krishna in the translation? So whom is it is referred here as Bhagavan Adi Purush? So Bhagavan, the most powerful, Adi Purush, the first created being within this universe. So I actually, even I was little surprised to see
Brahma
here.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Brahma.
Brahma. Lord Brahma was described here as Bhagavan Adipurush. So Brahma being a demigod, is he an Adipurush here? Is he Bhagavan? But here, see, if we go into the purport, so Srila Prabhupada gave the explanation. In this verse, the word Bhagavan Adipurush are significant. Bhagavan Adipurush is Lord Krishna. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Krishna is the original person. In Bhagavad Gita, he is also addressed by Arjuna as Purusham Adyam, the original person, and he is called Bhagavan. In this verse, however, we see that Lord Brahma is described as Bhagavan Adipurush. The reason he is called Bhagavan is that he fully represents the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is the firstborn creation in the universe. So here it is not referred here as the first ever being. Here it is referred to as firstborn creature in this universe. So Lord Brahma was born to Lord Vishnu from his navel in a lotus. So since he was the first creature who was born, so here it is referred as Adipurush. Lord Brahma could understand Maharaj Agnitra desire because he is as powerful as Lord Vishnu. So here Brahma is compared as powerful as Lord Vishnu. As Lord Vishnu, situated as Paramatma, can understand the desire of the living entity, so Lord Brahma can also understand the living entity desires for Vishnu as via medium. So informs him. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. So that means Lord Vishnu informs Lord Brahma of everything from within his heart. So he want to have a best companion, Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma has been created. And whatever it is there within his heart, he informs Lord Brahma about it, everything completely. Being Maharaj Agnitra specifically worshipped Lord Brahma was pleased and he sent Purva Chitta, the Apsara, to satisfy him. So that is the reason, because he was the first creature created by Lord Vishnu. Here he is also referred to as Adi Purush. And Lord Brahma has that equal, can understand a living entity's desire, just like Lord Vishnu reciting as Paramatma, how he can understand. So Brahma can also understand the desire of the living entity and he will try to satisfy their desires. Okay, so we'll go with text 5. So text 5, translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Hare Krishna Brahma.
Translation. As Purva Chitti passed by on the road in a very beautiful style and moved up her horn, the pleasing ornaments on her ankles tinkled with her every step. Although Prince Angidram was controlling his senses, practicing yoga with half-open eyes, he could see her with his lotus-like eyes. And when he heard the sweet tinkling of her bangles, he opened his eyes slightly more and could see that she was just nearby. Next.
So here, Agnidra was performing his yoga. He was practicing yoga. So generally, why do someone practice yoga? So the only reason to practice yoga is to control his senses. So in ISKCON also, it is very clearly said, instead of closing your eyes and meditating, so there is no benefit of that. Just you close your eyes and your mind will be thinking of something else. Unfortunately, there will be no focus. So instead, chant the holy name loudly, and that will go into ears and that will have some sort of influence on you. But closing your eyes and meditating will simply does not help, because that is very difficult to control the mind, especially in this Kali Yuga. So King Agnidra, he was trying to control his senses, practicing yoga with half opened eyes. So generally, it is said that mystic yoga should be performed with half eyes open, because when we close the eyes completely, we tend to fall asleep. So after some time, you will get to hear different musical sounds. So you have to keep your eyes half open, and always one should point at the tip of the nose with half eyes open. In that way, there will be some sort of control. Otherwise, controlling senses is very difficult. So Agnitra was trying to control his senses by practicing his eyes half open. But as soon as he heard the anklet sound of Purva Chitti, then immediately his curiosity has increased. Who has come? Who is there? Who is standing in front of me? He could see her with his lotus-like eyes. And when he heard the sweet tinkling of her bangles, he opened his eyes slightly more and could see that she was just nearby. Then what is the point of practicing yoga and to control the senses? So unfortunately, controlling the senses, especially in Kali Yoga, is not possible. So what is the solution for that? So instead of trying to controlling the senses, so Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchati. So instead of trying to control our senses, instead engage the senses on in the worship of the Krishna. So who is the master of senses? Rishikesha. What is Rishikesha? Is the master of the senses. So instead of trying to control your senses, try to engage those senses in the service of the master of the senses. So, text 6.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read? Yeah, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Like a honeybee, the Apsara smelled the beautiful, attractive flowers. She could attract the minds and vision of the both humans and the demigods by her playful movements, her shyness and humility, her glances, the very pleasing sound that poured from her mouth as she spoke, and the motion of her lips. By all these qualities, she opened for Cupid, who bears an arrow of the flowers, a path of oral reception in the minds of men. When she spoke, nectar seemed to flow from her mouth. As she breathed, the bees, mad for the taste for her breath, tried to hover about her beautiful lotus-like eyes. Disturbed by the bees, she tried to move hesitantly, but as she raised her feet to walk quickly, her hair, the belt on her hips, and her breasts, which were like water jugs, also moved in the way that made her extremely beautiful and attractive. Indeed, she seemed to be making a path for the entrance of Cupid, who is most powerful. Therefore, the prince, completely subdued by seeing her, spoke to her as follows.
No, gone. Completely gone. All yoga is gone. All austerity is gone. Everything is gone. So he is completely got attracted to her. So the Apsara is described here with the various comparisons, her mouth, her smell, her body parts. So everything, various comparisons have been made here. See, the women, actually the standards of the higher planets is thousands and thousands of times more than what we have here in our planet. And similarly, the women are also 1,000 times beautiful than in our current planet. So here her beauty is extremely described, and her shyness, her glances, her smell of the mouth, her sounds, each and every aspect of her is beautifully described here because she is that beautiful. Because of such beautiful woman came and stood in front of King Agnidra, he got disturbed, and now therefore the prince, completely subdued by seeing her, spoke to her as follows. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he mentioned that if you want to grow spiritually, if you want to be more focused in spirituality, he wanted everyone to be away from two things. So one is women and the other thing is money, rich people. So if you want to be more stable, more focused in your spiritual growth, so one should be away from women and money. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . So text 7. Hare Krishna.
Can I read one more,
Yes,
Mataji?
Prabhuji, please.
Nobody is there. Yeah.
I
The prince.
can Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Good, Mataji.
The translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The prince mistakenly addressed the Apsara, O best of saintly persons, who are you? Why are you on this hill? And what do you want to do? Are you one of the illusory potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? You seem to be carrying 2 bows without strings. What is the reason you carry these bows? Is it for some purpose of your own or for the sake of a friend? Perhaps you carry them to kill the mad animals in this forest. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So a beautiful Apsara who came directly from Brahma, what does she do carrying bow in her hand, and that too without a string? Why does she need it? Can she kill an animal without a string, only with bow? So why King Agnidra, he was mentioning that she is carrying 2 bows, not just one. So seems to be carrying 2 bows without strings. So what could be those 2 bows? Can anyone guess what could be those 2 bows? Okay. So here, Kama is taster hitagnanaha. So Kama is taster hitagnanaha. In that lusty mood, in that Kama mood, he lost his intelligence. Hitagnanaha. He completely lost his intelligence. He got attracted so much to her body. He was comparing her 2 eyebrows with 2 bows. He said, why are you carrying 2 eyebrows without string in this forest? Is it for some purpose of your own or for the sake of a friend? Perhaps you carry them to kill the mad animals in the forest. So with that completely gone case called lusty desire, he understood her eyebrows are 2 bows, and obviously eyebrows does not have strings. So he compared her eyebrows to 2 bows without strings. So text 8.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Shall I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Then Agnidra observed the glancing eyes of Purvachitti and said, my dear friend, you have 2 very powerful arrows, namely your glancing eyes. Those arrows have feathers like the petals of a lotus flower. Although they have no shafts, they are very beautiful and they have very sharp, piercing points. They appear very peaceful, and thus it seems that they will not be shot at anyone. You must be loitering in this forest to shoot those arrows at someone, but I cannot understand whom. My intelligence is dull, and I cannot combat you. Indeed, no one can equal you in prowess, and therefore I pray that your prowess will be for my good fortune. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. The next misconception. My dear friend, you have 2 very powerful arrows. So first he compared his eyebrows with bows, 2 bows. Then her eyes as 2 arrows without shaft. So just the arrow that pointed, arrow does have that pointed beginning, right? So those are compared, those are called shaft. He mentioning that you have also arrows without shafts. They are very beautiful and they are very sharp, piercing points. They does not have shaft, but still he says that they are very sharp and they have piercing point. So they appear very peaceful. Thus it seems that they will not be shot at anyone. So they are sharp, they have piercing point, but still they look very peaceful. So they don't want to shoot at anyone. They'll not be shot at anyone. My intelligence is dull and I cannot combat you. Indeed, no one can equal you in prowess, and therefore I pray that your prowess will be for my good fortune. So he slowly started understanding that she has come for her and he wanted her to be belong to him completely. So whatever the purpose she has come, he thought like it should, the glances, whatever she's glancing at him, it should not go waste. It should be useful for him in some sense. So that is what, in that direction, he started thinking. Text 9.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'll read. Seeing the bumblebees following Purvachati, Maharaj Angida said, "My dear Lord, the bumblebees surrounding your body are like disciples surrounding your worshipable self. They are incessantly chanting the mantras of the Samaveda and the Upanishads, thus offering prayers to you. Just as great sages resort to the branches of Vedic literatures, the bumblebees are enjoying the showers of flowers falling from your hair."
So again, he's completely in delusion. He's lost himself and he has started comparing everything in favor to her. The bumblebees surrounding your body are like disciples surrounding your worshipable self. So the buzz, whatever it is coming from the bumblebee, he felt like they are chanting the mantras of Samaveda and the Upanishads, thus offer prayers to you. So the bumblebees are offering prayers to Purvachitti. That is what he is comparing here. So text 10.
I will read Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Brahmana, I can simply hear the tinkling of your ankle bells. Within these bells, the three birds seem to be chirping among themselves. Although I do not see their forms, I can hear how they are chirping. When I look at your beautiful circular hips, I see they are the lovely color of kadamba flowers, and your waist is encircled by a belt of burning cinders. Indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself. Perfect. With lusty desires to see.
Translation is enough, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So within those, he again started describing, he completely captivated by her body parts. I can simply hear the tinkling of your ankle bells. With those bells, the three birds seem to be chirping among themselves. So everything is comparing with the nature. So when I look at your beautiful circular hips, I see there are the lovely color of kadamba flowers and your waist is encircled by a belt of burning cinders. So indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself. So he lost completely, though she was wearing clothes. He lost completely and he said, "Why are you appearing naked in front of me? Indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself." So in that lust, completely covered with lust, he asked her, "Why have you appeared naked in front of me?" So it is mentioned here. Purvachitti was dressed in a fine yellow silk and therefore her hips looked like kadamba flowers. Because of her belt, her waist seemed to be encircled by the burning cinders. She was fully dressed, but Agnitra had become so lusty that he asked, "Why have you come naked?" Text 11.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Mataji.
Agnidhara then praised Purvachitti's raised breasts. He said, "My dear Brahmana, your waist is very thin. Yet with great difficulty you are carefully carrying two horns, to which my eyes have become attracted. What is filling those two beautiful horns? You seem to have spread fragrant red powder upon them, powder that is like the rising morning sun. O most fortunate one, I beg to inquire where you have gotten this fragrant powder that is perfuming my ashrama, my place of residence. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So he is addressing Purva Chitti as my dear Brahmana. So he's addressing as Munivarya, Brahmana. And he is again talking about her raised breast. So is there any comparison? On one side, he is addressing as Brahmana, and other side he is describing that Brahmana, you have a very thin waist and you have breast raising. So that is again his illusion. So though there is a female standing in front of him, because of his lost intelligence, he was thinking that is a male Brahmana who is standing in front of him. He didn't expect a female to be there. So he was expecting only he has a male who is, because in that forest generally, he was expecting some male to be in front of him. And he was addressing him as Brahmana, but he was confused. Why have Brahmana have a thin waist? And he has compared her breast as two horns. Yet with great difficulty, you are carefully carrying two horns to which my eyes have been attracted. So what is filling those two beautiful horns? And you have to, and seem to have spread fragrant and red powder upon them. So the kumkum, whatever she applied. So that little kumkum has fell down on her breast, and he was thinking, what is this red powder? That powder is like a morning sun. Oh, most fortunate, I beg to inquire where you have gotten this fragrant powder that is perfuming my ashrama, my place of residence. Text 12.
Translation by translation. Oh best friend, will you kindly show me the place where you reside? I cannot imagine how the residents of that place have forgotten such wonderful bodily features as your raised breast, which agitate the mind and eyes of the person like me who sees them. Judging by the sweet speech and kind smiles of those residents, I think that their mouths must contain nectar.
Now, not only to his body parts, he is also attracted to her sweet speech. He compared her speech as, I think, that their mouth must contain nectar. So nectar seemed to be emanating from her speech, from her mouth. Text 13.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
My dear friend, what do you eat to maintain your body? Because you are chewing betel, a pleasant scent is emanating from your mouth. This proves that you always eat the remnants of food offered to Vishnu. Indeed, you must also be an expansion of Lord Vishnu's body. Your face is as beautiful as a pleasing lake. Your jeweled earrings resemble two brilliant sharks with unblinking eyes like those of Vishnu, and your own eyes resemble two restless fish. Simultaneously, therefore, two sharks and two restless fish are swimming in the lake of your face. Besides them, the white rows of your teeth seem like rows of very beautiful swans in the water, and your scattered hair resembles swarms of bumblebees following the beauty of your face. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So as he mentioned here, so that pleasant scent smell emanating from our mouth, this proves that you are always eat the remnants of food offered to Vishnu. Indeed, you must also be an expansion of Lord Vishnu's body. Your face is as beautiful as pleasing lake. So he started comparing further Purvachiti more with the nature. Text 14.
My mind is already restless, and by playing with a bull, moving it all about with your lotus like palm, you are also agitating my eyes. Your curling black hair is now scattered, but you are not attentive to arranging it. Are you not going to arrange it? Like a man attached to women, the most cunning wind is trying to take off your lower garment. Are you not mindful of it? Hare
So
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's further more enraged with her. No, he compared, my mind is already restless. And by playing with a ball, here Purvachiti is playing with a ball. So moving it about with your lotus palms, you are also agitating my eyes. So her hair is already scattered all over because of wind. And he's asking, are you not going to arrange it? So next few verses will be her description only. So text 15.
Hare Krishna. Translation. O best among those performing austerities, where did you get this wonderful beauty that dismantles the austerities performed by others? Where have you learned this art? What austerity have you undergone to achieve this beauty, my dear friend? I desire that you join me to perform austerity and penance, for it may be that the creator of the universe, Lord Brahma, being pleased with me, has sent you to become my wife. Hare Krishna.
So here he came to a conclusion. So until now, maybe he was in a little dilemma whether he's a male or female, what is the purpose of coming to kill animals or something else. But now in this verse, he has come to a conclusion, that is, this is for sure. So Lord Brahma is pleased by my austerity and he has sent you to become my wife. So what is the duty of a wife? Always to support the husband for his spiritual growth. So that's the reason here he mentioned, I desire that you join me to perform austerity and penance, for it may be that the creator of the universe, Lord Brahma, being pleased with me, has sent you to become my wife. So he said, please join me and let's perform all the austerities together. Text 16.
Lord Brahma, who is worshipped Brahmanas, very mercifully given you to me, and that's why I met you. I don't want to give up your company, for my mind and eyes are fixed upon you and cannot be drawn away. O woman with beautiful raised breast, and I am your follower. You may take me wherever you like, and your friends may also follow. Hare Krishna. Mataji, sir.
So you may take me wherever you like, and your friends may have also follow me. Now gone. He is completely deluded with sexual desires. So Lord Brahma, who is worshipped by the Brahmanas, have very mercifully given you to me, and that is why I met you. I don't want to give up your company. So when a person, when he is completely deluded with sexual desires, he is even ready to fall at the feet of women. So that is what happened with Agnidra also here. For my mind and eyes are fixed upon you and cannot be drawn away. O woman with beautiful raised breast, I am your follower. So he's a follower. You may take me wherever you like, and your friends may also follow me. So now he gave a clear hint to her that he want to get united with her. Text 17.
Sukdev Goswami continued, Maharaj Anidhira, whose intelligence was like that of the demigod, knew the art of the flattering woman to win them to his side. He therefore pleased that celestial girl with his lusty words and gained her favor.
So here, if we try to discuss little bit from the beginning, so King Agnidra is not a bad person. He is not attracted to women. He's a devotee, in fact. He's not attracted to any, he does not have any material desires. But the only one and only desire what he has is to enter the Pitraloka. So he's not a covered person, or he's not completely covered with lusty desires, only womanizer. He's not that kind of person. In fact, he's a devotee. But so here, since he wanted to go back to Pitraloka, in order to go to Pitraloka, he wanted to have a son, and to have a son, he need to have a wife. So that was his only intention, to get attracted to Purva Chitti. So he therefore, whose intelligence was like of a demigod, knew the art of flattering a woman to win them to his side. So he's a very good, he has a very good talent of flattering women. So because he wanted to get a son through Purva Chitti, he flattered her with his sweet words, therefore pleased that celestial girl with his lusty words and gained her favor. So now even Purva Chitti accepted to get united with him. Text 18.
Attracted by the intelligence, learning, youth, beauty, behavior, opulence, and magnanimity of Agnidhara, the king of Jambudvipa, the master of all heroes, Purvachiti lived with him for many thousands of years and luxuriously enjoyed both worldly and heavenly happiness.
So she got also attracted to him for his intelligence, learning, beauty, behavior, opulence, everything, whatever Agnitra, because he's a king. He's definitely opulent. He's also, intelligent, he's beautiful, well-behaved. So obviously she got attracted to him, and they both lived many years together, luxuriously enjoying both worldly and heavenly happiness. Text 19.
In the womb of Purvavichita, Maharaj Agnidhara, the best of the kings, begot 9 sons and named Nabi, Kimpurusha, Harivarsha, Ailavritha, Ramyaka, Hiranmayi, Kuru, Bhadrasva, and Ketumala.
So finally, ultimately, his desire has been satisfied. He wanted to have a son. They both together had 9 sons. In the womb of Purvachiti Maharaj Agnidhara, the best of kings begot 9 sons. So all they had together 9 sons. Text 20.
Purvachita gave birth to these 9 sons, one each year. But after they grew up, she left them at home and again approached Lord Brahma to worship him.
These instances we also have seen in the past. For example, we can take the example of Menaka, who has come to disturb Vishwamitra. We all are aware of this story. If I just give a quick recap. Actually, Vishwamitra, he is not a Brahmana. In fact, he is a Kshatriya. So once he went to sage Vasishta, he wanted to have that Kamadhenu. So he saw Kamadhenu. Being just a sage, when Vasishta has visited, when Vishwamitra has visited Vasishta's ashram, though he does not normally, what does the sages eat? They eat just roots and fruits, whatever that is available. But because of taking the help of Kamadhenu, Vasishta had a full course meal to Vishwamitra and all his followers. So Vishwamitra was astonished. How come, what is happening? How come a Kamadhenu can give all these things? So he immediately, being a Kshatriya, he thought like, okay, this should be with me more than with a sage. So he asked, Vasishta rejected, no, that is not possible, I can't give it. Then immediately he called for a war. Vasishtha didn't fight. So this was being narrated by His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu also during a session in Bhakti Center. That just sitting in front, everything has been arranged by Kamadhenu. He lost the battle. Vishwamitra, he lost the battle. Then he understood. Being a Kshatriya, he himself felt low because he lost for Vasishtha. He's a Brahma Rishi. He thought, okay, a Brahma Rishi is more powerful than a Kshatriya, than a king. Even he decided to become a Brahma Rishi so that he'll become more powerful than Vasishtha. So he started doing austerities. Then King Indra was scared. He sent Menaka to disturb him. So 1 year of 1,000 years of tapasya gone. So King Menaka came, she disturbed him, he got attracted to Menaka, they both gave birth to Shakuntala and Shakuntala left. Then again comes Ramba. So Ramba again, she started disturbing him. Now this time Vishwamitra understood. I know already I got caught by Menaka. This time I'm not that fool. I will not get caught. So instead I'll give you a punishment that you will become a rock. So, but unfortunately, he again fell for his senses. No, he couldn't control his senses earlier for lust and now for anger. Again, 1,000 years lost. So here, exactly, that is similarly, Agnidra, he was sent Purvachitti to perform whatever duty that is given to her by Brahma. But after they grow up, after all the 9 kids, they grew up, she left them at home and again approached Lord Brahma to worship him. So he didn't ask for a wife, he asked for a son. So Brahma, he fulfilled his desire, he gave him 9 sons and the purpose of Purvachitti is done. So she left back. Next text. Okay, I'll read. Because of drinking the breast milk of their mother, the 9 sons of Agnidra naturally had strong, well-built bodies. Their father gave them each kingdom in different parts of Jambudvipa. The kingdoms were named according to the names of the sons. Thus, the sons of Agnidra ruled the kingdoms they received from their father. So, because of drinking the breast milk of their mother, the 9 sons of Agnidra naturally had grown strong. So, here it is mentioned that the sons, just by drinking their mother's milk, they grew strong. So in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, in 40th shloka, Krishna says, Shritu Dushtasu Vashneya Jayate Vadna Shankara. So when the mother is polluted, then she will give only the birth to all unwanted progeny. But here, if the mother put the child in the correct place, in the correct attitude, that will, and here, and also when the mother feeds them with her milk, then the kids naturally they become very strong and well built. If the mother is polluted, what happens? Everything falls down. So the kids will not perform any spiritual activities. They does not do any welfare activities. They does not give food and water to their forefathers. Everything will become hellish. But here in this case, Purvachitti, she has taken complete care until they grew up. Once they grew up, then she understood, okay, my role as a mother is done. Now I can go back to her own planet. But if in case of Menaka, if you see, Menaka, she left Shakuntala immediately after she was born. But here, Purvachitti, she didn't do like that. She waited until her sons are completely grown up, and then she gave them proper guidance, proper behavior, everything. She taught them proper rules, dharma principles, everything. And then she left to her planet to worship Lord Brahma again. Text 22. Can someone read text 22?
After Purvachitti's departure, King Agnidra, his lusty desires, not at all sad, always thought of her. In a the king
Today your voice is breaking. I can't hear you.
In great delight.
I heard after Purva Chitti's departure and live in great delight, first and last. Anyways, I'll read it once again. Thank you so much, Mataji. After Purva Chitti's departure, King Agnitra, his lusty desires not at all satisfied, always thought of her. Therefore, in accordance with the Vedic injunctions, the king, after his death, was promoted to the same planet as his celestial wife. That planet, which is called Pitraloka, is where the Pitas, the forefathers, live in great delight. Right? So, in Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter 6th shloka, I think, here Krishna mentions Yam Yam Vapis Paran Bhavan Tajatyante Kalevaram. So at the state, in which state you leave your body, state of thinking, so you will definitely attain that planet. Tam tam yevaiti kaunteya sada matbhava bhavitaha. So he completely had this lusty desires for his wife, even though he had sons. He has divided his entire Jambudvipa into 9 islands, and he has given all the sons. Now the sons started ruling, but he still had that lusty desire for Purva Chitti. He always lost in her thoughts. So in according to with Vedic junction, so since he had that mindset that I have to still go to my wife, I have to still enjoy with her, since he left his body in such lusty desire, so he was also promoted to the same planet as his celestial wife. That planet is Pitraloka, where everyone lives in great delight. So now we are at the last shloka. So last translation. So after the departure, 23rd shloka, after translation, after the departure of their fathers, the 9 brothers married the 9 daughters of Meru, named Meru Devi, Pratirupa, Ugradamstri, Lata, Ramya, Shama, Nari, Badra, and Devaviti. So thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 5th canto, 2nd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Activity of Maharaj Agnitra. So thank you so much, Prabhuji and Matajis. I know I made many mistakes. So please excuse me for my mistakes. And so thank you so much for His Grace, Lilananda Prabhu, Anu Mataji, for giving this opportunity. And thank you so much, Her Grace Shilpa Mataji, for her selfless service. It's not easy, every weekend to log in at 5 o'clock to do multiple follow-ups and also on Ekadashi. So thank you so much, Mataji, for your service. And please excuse me for my ignorance, for my mistakes, if at all I've done any. And always please give me your association. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, beautiful.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So anyone has any questions? Actually, this is a simple chapter. There is no complication here, I guess. But still, if you have any questions, you can refer to Lilananda Prabhu. Because I'm not qualified to answer your questions. But yes. So is that all, Shilpa Mataji? Anyone has nothing to ask? Can we end the session or? Shilpa Mataji, I'm done.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the class.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for the class.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya Ananta Koti Vaishnavendra ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you, Padma Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can I end the session? Hare Krishna, thank you so much.